Oscar BEVIS, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Lee and MTK Fight Night delivers once again.
Yeah, no, really good show. Really happy with it. With this show, there weren't as well-known fighters on there. Like obviously last show with Lee McGregor and stuff like that, wasn't no big names on here as such yet. But obviously, really pleased with the show. Obviously, Paul McCulloch on his second fight in a 50-50 fight against a 2 and 3 kid, which was a good fight. Obviously, a good learning fight for him. Paul Ryan made his professional debut and won in a good fight against another 2 and 2 kid, which is another 50-50 fight. And then Carl Fowl, best I've seen Carl Fowl. Obviously, it's only his second fight, but I thought he'd learned loads from his debut, and I thought he really done a really good performance from Carl. Lewis Edmondson just took out a former Commonwealth champion in his 5th fight. He wants all the names, calling out Zach Chelly. Mickey Ellison's fighting for the English title against Charlie Schofield. He wants the winner of that. Obviously, I'll be putting an email straight in for that, for him to be made mandatory, because I believe that he's in his last couple of fights he's had some good wins, and he's ready for that level. Jack Bateson versus Joe Ham was a great little humdinger. Dan Aziz would have learnt loads in that fight tonight. I thought he won it by about 3 rounds. I don't agree with the split decision, but obviously it doesn't matter. He got the win, but I thought he had learned loads from it. Ricky Summers is a very good fighter, fought at British level, so it's a good learning fight. And Dan will move on. He's hopefully going to be mandatory for the British title very soon. So, and then Danny Dignum versus Sirotkin. Bloody hell, what a war! Bit of up and down. Danny was obviously boxing really, really well for the first few rounds, and that. Then Sirotkin tried turning it on. Thought it was a really, really good fight, quite close. I'm not unhappy with a draw. So listen, Sirotkin's only fought at a really good level. He's fought at fringe world level, fought in world title eliminators and that. So I thought Danny done really well. He's got a very bad cut, which has gone to hospital now to get sorted. So obviously we have to heal up. Sirotkin's team have already freaking tried pinning me down to try and do a rematch in Russia. But at the minute, my main goal is make sure that Danny's healthy and his eyes are all right. And then we'll sit down and go from there.
Sometimes I wonder how you do this promoting. Like, that was 2.5 minutes, flat out, no stops. Yeah, if anyone's to be more upset, because like I said, when I saw Danny, he looked upset, and it's almost got that feeling of a loss, even though it's not easy like that. But if anyone's to be more upset out of Danny and Andre, would you say it's Danny?
Yeah, I know you don't really, because he's a home fighter and that, but listen, Danny's the champion. Danny, I thought, from rounds 1 to 6, maybe 7, I thought he boxed really, really well. But obviously, Sirotkin really turned it up in the last 3 or 4 rounds. I thought he was going to get stopped at one point, but obviously Danny done really well, held on, and obviously took some massive, massive shots. He showed that he's got a really good chin, because he never actually went down off some massive shots, and there was some big looping right shots, left shots. You know what I mean? So no, it was. I'm gutted for Danny, because obviously no man wants a draw, no fighter wants a draw. So, but listen, get that cut healed, and then we'll move on. He's still WBO European champion and number 5 in the world.
And we're going to talk about.
Hang on,
go on.
Danny could have took a much easier fight than that.
Is it? But Kev's been telling me just quickly that it's like literally near impossible for you to get Danny a fight. By the way.
Yeah, listen, it has been quite hard. Obviously, I've tried a lot of fighters. I've gone through the whole of the British rankings. There's not many fighters that want to fight Danny, so it has been very, very difficult. But obviously, there was a couple of options on the table for Danny, and they went, "No, I want Sirotkin." So. That's what they wanted. That's what obviously spoke with his management, and that's what he got. So that's why we fought Sirotkin. We could have took a much easier fight, but Danny dared to be great. Look, he not a world level fighter, but he still wanted to beat someone who's up there in them rankings. You know what I mean? Sirotkin's top ranked in 15th in WBC, so he's got a good ranking. So that's what Danny wanted to fight. Danny's a proper fighter and wants to move on and wants to fight in these big fights. So fair play to Danny.
And I don't want to try and map Danny's future out, but before I do try and map Danny's future out, Liam Williams, Demetrius Andrade. I thought we was going to get the performance that perhaps people have been waiting for from Demetrius. Liam causing problems. Obviously, didn't get the decision in the end, but Liam was a dog in that fight, and yeah, still gutted. Obviously, he's a Brit. We want him to do the business, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought the scorecards were very, very wide. 118, 109 twice. Listen, obviously Liam didn't have the best start. He obviously got rocked in the first and then down in the second. But after that, I thought Liam boxed really well. It's just he's not got Andrade's not got the best start, was he? But he's got a lovely uppercut, and I think that's the only shot that got him out of trouble most of the fight. Gutted for Liam. Obviously promoted Liam on one of our shows. I've been to Texas with him and stuff. So listen, he's a top bloke. He'll be back 100%. Gutted, to be honest, but because if Liam won and Danny won, that could have done an All Brit world title fight. But listen, back to the drawing board and move on.
With a fighter like Liam, obviously, like I said, he was live in that fight. But when people see the wide scorecards, see the fact he got dropped, people are going to question him. Do you know what I mean? So, do you think like you would consider Liam a world level fighter? But can you see that questions are probably going to roll in about Liam, perhaps unjust, but they will?
Yeah, let them think that though, and then hopefully he'll get people go, oh yeah, we look at him as an easy shot, sweet, and then he gets another shot and goes in and does the business. But listen, I thought it was a lot closer than it was. Obviously, Andrade won the fight, but obviously the referee helped with a lot of holding and stuff like that. But listen, Liam's a world-class fighter, and he'll be back.
Now I'm going to try and map Danny's future. So Demetrius moves up to 168. Yeah, this is just rumours. Pardon me. Just rumours, by the way. So Demetrius moves up. Liam fights again for the WBO. Danny's got good ranking. Could fight Liam for the vacant WBO. Sorry, MTK versus MTK. It's not hard to make. I suppose that's the dream scenario, but is that realistic?
No, not really, because Jamie Munguia will be fighting for the vacant title. They'll probably give it to him versus if he does. Obviously, if they do vacate it, it'll be Jamie Munguia, as he's the number one, even though he turned down the shot to fight Andrade, and then Liam was next. But listen, if Jamie Munguia wants an easy defence, give us a call. Danny Dignam's ready. Give it a few months for the cut to heal. We're more than happy to go to Mexico. But yeah, listen, Danny will be back. He's still top 5 in the world. He's not going to lose a ranking. He's not lost a fight, so he's going to be still up there and raring to go. And hopefully we can get him a good fight next.
We'll go to Mexico, but we won't go to Russia. And mate, don't worry. I understand why.
We will. Listen, if it makes sense, we're going to Russia. I'll get me the old furry hats on. Don't worry about that. If it makes sense.
You wear them Povetkin style tracksuits.
Yeah, that's it. The Povetkin style tracksuits. I'll be ready.
But yeah, that's all, Lee. And nice to see you brought your son along as well. So you gave your son a little introduction to. Was this his introduction, or you see him running around the MTK show like a nutter?
Yeah, no, listen, obviously we've been in the green zone all night, so it was good for, he wanted to come, so I couldn't not let him. So, yeah, so we've had a good laugh in the green zone, and he's loved it, yeah.
MTK got the next promoter on their hands?
Well, I said to him tonight, do you want to do what Daddy does? He went, no, not really, so let him crack on.
I don't blame him. Sweet.
Thank you very much, mate.
Bosh.